Okay, so the recap was that we can create a color story using eyedrop. Eyedrop is that little baster looking, it's like a turkey baster of sorts. If you don't know what it is, it's with the eye as an in, right here. There you go. And you can pick the color as you go, correct? Now, let's pretend I don't have any of this. And the colors that I have need to be added into, even though there's like, you see the little squares right here, that's where the color is at. By the way, I think some of you might have noticed that if you double click on the square, you can also change it. You have a color picker, okay? You can always, if you want to be more meticulous about the color, you can always just change it yourself as well. But at least the eye picker helps you get the shade and a round shade that you kind of like. Okay, so we go here and we create with a marquee by pressing M. You can do rounded rectangle. There's two ways to go. There's not two ways. There's many ways to go about it. Anything oval or rectangle, if you press shift, it will go either to a circle. If rectangle, if you press shift, it will go to a square, okay? Now we select it. We go to edit fill. Make sure it's foreground because that's where our color is that we chose. And okay. One of the tools that we learned today was also how to duplicate things. If we press Alt, you see that double little arrow. While you hold Alt and click and drag the object, and even if you press Shift, Shift just makes everything, it's the shortcut to make alignments most of the time. Anything that needs to be squared out or straight. So Shift and no Shift, you see that? Done. You can change it while still selected to a different hue by using adjustments, hue saturation, and you just change it to what you need. Now, that's one way to go about it, or you can always go back to your eyedropper, look for red of whatever color you would like, and shift command F5. There you go, that's my red. If I don't like that color, we already have a friend in mind. We go to image, adjustments, hue saturation is one of them. And we can darken it if we want to. Another way that I show you guys was, we go to the object tools, which is rectangle. The difference is, and I need you to understand this, is the first two that we did with the marquee are not smart objects. So we can delete them. When I say delete them, we can also delete it, meaning if I take the lasso tool and I want just to delete one section, I can delete it like that. I can edit it quicker, correct? But with a rectangle tool, if I were to just draw the rectangle and go back to the layer, it's a smart object. I cannot erase it. Look at that. I cannot erase it. It won't be, I cannot do that because it's a smart object. It's a shape. It's a protected shape in a way. So that's okay because let's just say for my purposes today, I just need to put color. So I just copy it using Alt, and looking at the fill, I can just change to whatever color based on what I chose already. Okay? So when that happens, automatically gives you the layers. That's one way. Now we have done different shapes. I have taken that CD from this section, correct? Click and drag it out to the next layer. and put it. By the way, for people that work in PC, you can click and drag objects from PSD file to PSD file. Does that make sense? If you have Mac, you can actually do it from whatever. You can do it from Windows, PC, it doesn't matter. But for PC, you can only drag in objects from a PSD file to another PSD file, okay? Not from outside. So same thing here. We can take the CD, we can change it with our friend hue saturation. Done. But I decided maybe that's not the best way for me because I don't want a CD only to have green in one section, I want everything else. When that happens, we have learned how to select the CD. So how do I do that? I can take my quick selection tool, click and drag to Magic Wand, click the outside space, and you can see already automatically clicks the outside space. If I want a very specific way, let's pretend I have the bikini again. Where's the bikini on? That's the bikini. Let's just say, even though in the other, in the prior video, this was selected by Marquee, correct? What happens if I have this beautiful bikini? Am I gonna be painstakingly clicking exactly where it's at? No, we don't do that. So what we do is like we go to the one, we click the outside edge. All right. Or we can actually just click the color. If it's one color, you can just click it, take these out, and just the tolerance to 50, so it clicks as many colors as possible. And that's it. And yes, when you do shift, you click even more color. Done. So then I just want to, I don't necessarily just want to shift hue it, I just want to create a different blending technique, correct? So if that's the case, I create a new layer on the side. I put in the new layer on top, right on top of it, that red, and I click on top where it says normal to change my blending options. Look, new different layers. I kind of like this one actually, this is cute. And I choose which one works out. You will notice as you go along that sometimes the blending layers might not give you the color that you want because the bottom picture might be one color and it's not mixing well with the top layer. When that happens, you might have to make the bottom layer like a grayscale just to give you the shadows of things, but not the color information. Just play with it. This is good. So when that happens, now I can have these two. The other way will be I take another copy of this layer and I just easily, if not all of your icons might be able to change the hue really easily. If that's the case, I think the bikini I can just change the hue really quickly. Done. So there's so many ways to do it. Okay? Make sure that everything's lined up. Meaning, I will prefer you guys to, what is this? I will prefer you guys to give me at least 4 to 6 colors. I know there's 3 in my screen, but it's just, I'm just demoing. 4 to 6 colors and a nice little picture in the background that goes back to your custom profile, your mood page. It doesn't have to be one picture, it just needs to make sense, not too busy. If you really want to, you can even name the colors. It's up to you. For example, I don't need you to name the colors, but it's up to you. For example, if I really want to keep into the Nirvana side of things, I can put this name as Nevermind. If you get the reference, yay. So, you can name them if you want. Try to have fun. Because at the end, this is where we're going, towards the end, not towards the end, but after the midterm, we're gonna use this color story even more to create how to fill in the sketches that we're gonna create in Illustrator and how we're gonna do the prints for Illustrator and Photoshop. This is gonna be our color story through the whole thing. So make sure that you can always edit it, of course, but just something to keep in mind, okay?